Welcome back to the channel. I'm Rochelle and this is Brampton Gardener, and today we are going to be doing an update video on the baggies. So if you watched my previous video on using the baggy method to start my pepper and a handful of tomato seeds, I'll put the link up here. And so yeah, I did the original baggy method video was on January 5th, and then on January 9th is the first day that I checked some seeds, and we had some that had germinated and I started sticking them into the container. So we will roll that footage. So all I'm doing here is putting some tape on my tray to label it. Okay, so we're back, and I thought I was filming and I wasn't. I am up to baggy number. So this is baggy number 5. This is the Chinese ornamental, and they have all sprouted. My Bolivian rainbow, I only had one seed and it sprouted. My Scotch bonnets, I had one seed of each from the tea bag and the regular water sprout. I had one cayenne, but it has not sprouted yet. And then over here I have my Jamaican hot chocolate. None of those sprouted, so I don't have any in the soil yet, but these two are in, and then this one is in as well. So I'm going to put a dot like that by them to know that there's seeds in there already. And I'm starting now on my Chinese ornamental. So this is number 6. I'm going to just call it CO. And it was all with the T, so I'm going to mark that it all had the T. And then I'm not sure exactly how many I have here sprouting, and I'm going to get them into the soil, and then I'll write down how many I have exactly. Normally she recommends a toothpick. This is a bit big for a toothpick. I'm just going to break it in half. I just had a skewer. So I'm going to see if I can't pick up the seed with this, and okay, this might be better. Or I might have to use 2 of them like chopsticks. Oh my goodness, they're so tiny. So we have 10, technically 11 seeds, but we'll just put 10. And they were all in the tea. Number 9. Let's see if any of those germinated. Oh my gosh. They've all germinated, and again they got a little bit mildewy, but just fine on here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They have all sprouted and all germinated, so I want to put them over here. So this one is going to be left open to one of my other ones that I didn't have as many of. We'll see what that's going to end up being. Probably the Trinidad perfume, because I don't think I had that many of that one. Okay, so here this is going to be the red bell pepper, which is number 9. Will be for my MIG grow off. So these are my MIG grow off. I'm going to have my basil and my cilantro and my tomatoes here. Oh, yeah, I should have made a longer piece. I'm not sure what I'm going to grow on that side right yet. So our the seeds that are in. You can see a lot of, oh, my tomato seeds are doing really good over here, and a few of the pepper seeds are in for now. And I will mark that on a separate piece of tape. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover, instead of using like vermiculite or anything like that, I'm just going to cover it with burlap. I got this roll of burlap at the dollar store, so. Okay. So when I get it upstairs, I'm going to do a nice mist with my sprayer just to keep the seeds wet. Although that's pretty wet. I'm going to keep that on them like that. And that's going to keep them nice and cozy and keep the moisture in. Okay, so that's my peppers and tomatoes that I'm doing for today. So these are the ones I still am keeping an eye on. So those are the hot peppers that have not sprouted yet. Okay, and so since then, every few days I'll go in and I'll open the bag and check for more seeds, and if anything sprouted, then I'll go and pop it into its little square that it is assigned in the tray. So let's go and see how they're doing today. So here is that tray. Today is January 25th, and I've had almost at least one seed from every one of the packets has germinated. We're gonna look at these. So here we have the red cherry. We have the Jamaican hot chocolate. We have one cayenne. The rest weren't doing so good. I didn't have a whole lot of seeds. Scotch bonnets are not doing too much. I know there's a few seeds in here, and we'll check the baggies in just a minute. This is my Bolivian rainbow. Isn't she pretty? She's doing really good. I only had the one seed. So if you see here, I can tell you how many seeds I had of each to try and start. So I only had one and it germinated, so I'm super happy with that. These are the Chinese ornamental. I had 10 seeds, and yep, that one's coming up, and this one's just sprouting. So it looks like I'm going to end up with 10 plants. Maybe 9. This one's not looking super hot. I don't see anything coming on here. Number 7. New Mexico 6. I have a few just coming up. Guatemala, I have a few, and I know I just stuck a new seed, that seed in just the other day. And then on this side, we have the red bell peppers are doing really good. The Asulio are not doing so hot, so I'll have to check and see if there's more seeds to go, or it's just sitting there. It's sprouted, but it's not really growing. And then here we have one candlelight that I just dropped in yesterday, and one of number 16. I'll have to check the thing. I can't remember exactly which one that is, but I put a new seed in there and there yesterday. They both sprouted in the bags. And here I have my Tasmanian chocolate dwarf tomatoes. And look at these babies. Like, oh my goodness, these are my Tiny Tims. Like, honestly, Tiny Tims are just the most amazing little tomato. Starting to regret not picking them for my MIG challenge. Oh well. Mary's cherry. There's a few sprouting. They're not super happy yet. Golden Balcony is doing pretty good over here, so that's exciting. And then we have the Sean's yellow tomatoes, and they're not doing super exciting. My MIG grow off seeds, they're doing really good, so nothing's been planted in here yet on this side. But look at this. I mean, is there anything cuter than little tiny cilantro leaves? Look at those babies. So cute. And this is my basil. So I'm growing cinnamon basil, and it already smells once you touch it. Cilantro, and then over here I have the Tasmanian tomato. So we got 3 of them that have popped up so far. So I will be picking the biggest and the brightest and the best, and then that's going to go into my grow off 5-gallon container. That was hard to say. Should we take a look and see what else is going on up here? So up here, let's see. Oh, you know what? I'm going to show you how you water them. So when they're, you do it 2 different ways. When you have seedlings that are you still need to germinate. You still need to keep the top soil moist, so we're going to miss those. But once they're all germinated and you don't have to worry, look at the roots on those. Isn't that crazy? You just pour water into the tray like this, very gently. You don't want to pour it on top of the blocks. Just pour it into the tray like that, and then you'll watch the water just soak up. Right? And if it soaks up way too fast like that did, then that tells you it needs more water, so you can pour more water. And you don't have to worry about overwatering, because you're just going to let them sit for a little bit like this. And then if there's any water left, then that's when you're going to come back in and just pour it off the tray. So let's water these guys. Just pour your water in. I'm going to need more than that. And actually, once I have a lot more trays, I end up using like a big orange juice plastic container. Right, see, so there's a lot of water sitting there. So you can put a lot of water in. You don't have to worry about that. And then you're just gonna let it sit for about 4 or 5 minutes. And see the water still sitting there. And once you can see, like, it's thoroughly saturated, there's no more is gonna be absorbed out of that, then you can just dump it off. Okay, so I've been keeping my bags in this container here, and I keep it in the bathroom where it's dark and on top of the heat vent so they get nice and warm. So let's just go through, let's see a few of the seed packs that are left. Let's see if we have anything else to show you. The Asulio thin skin Italian pepper. It's kind of a sweet pepper with a little kick. And oh my goodness, we got one. We got one. You see that? Right there in the middle. Number 11. So we gotta find number 11, which is right here. Okay. So this is what I do is I just take this little thing and I'm just gonna, since it's got a little tail on it, I'm just gonna stick a hole in there with that. Okay, and then I'm gonna pick this one up. Stuck to my finger. And we're just going to stick it in like that. All right, and I've had some pretty good success with the bagging method. I will have plenty of peppers this summer to grow. I don't think I have noticed any difference between the tea versus the plain water. I did not have any significant changes. I mean, pretty much if I had one sprout on one, it sprouted on the other. So I don't know, it didn't work for me. I'm not gonna say it's debunked. I'm just gonna say it wasn't necessary for me. Maybe because I was using the bagging method. So maybe if it went straight into the soil, you might notice a big difference. I don't know. But anyways, this is where we're at today, and I'm pretty happy with the growth, and I will update you in the future. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can see how these peppers are doing in just a few weeks. And I have plenty of pepper plant. Plenty of I'm gonna have so as you can see